Greetings everyone, and thank you for watching this little video by myself, and thank you to those that have pressed the thank you buttons in the last few videos. Much appreciated. And I appreciate you all watching anyway and leaving comments and things like that. Very much appreciated. But I wanted to do this little video, which is kind of about the self, who we are, who do we think we are, does the world revolve around us? And I've recently been reading this book about Sherborne and J.G. Bennett, and it's by a guy called Alan Roth. And I think it's a really good book. I highly recommend it. But this really stuck out to me. I'm just going to read a quick paragraph. And he says, after all these years of knowing better, I still fall under the spell that I am the object of everyone's attention, that deep down beneath it all, I am the center of existence. The hold that this trick of the mind has upon us is tenacious, and for some people there is no respite. Everyone is watching me because I'm the one who's really here, the object of endless fascination for all sentient beings, right up to Mr. God himself. This endemic self-regard is a world unto itself, a zombie-like world, the place where everyone puts insignificant amounts of time. So much for an outside audience watching over us. And that really hit home for me, because like what he said here, I often fall back into the world revolves around me. And, you know, as children, we all think the world revolves around us. But some of us have broken out of that pretty quickly with whatever our families like, situations that take us out of thinking that way, or our peers bring us down to earth as such. But we all know that deep inside us, there is an I, there is you, there is a version of yourself. And we all feel like we're being watched. Everyone I ask, you feel like you're being watched, but whether it's by, you know, people have different ideas of what this is. We feel like we're here to entertain everyone else. Maybe sometimes we do. I make a fool of myself all the time, and I'm definitely food for fodder for other people and entertainment, in a way of seeing what a mess up I can make of my own life. And at the same time, we try to be the person we want to be, don't we? We put on masks, we put on personas to try to be who we wish we were. You know, I'd like to look as if I know what I'm doing all the time and what I'm saying, and I'm not falling down rabbit holes. But people see that I do make a fool of myself and fall down rabbit holes, or talk rubbish sometimes, or, you know, how we are with different people. I've talked about this before. You know, you have different eyes within you. So there's an eye in you that acts in a certain way when you're with your family, and another eye of how you act when you're at work, and another eye who acts in a way that wants to come out across as though, you know, I fit in with society. And then there's that other eye, which is probably your private eye when you're at home, where you just want to hide away from everything. We've all got different types of eyes trying to work in us due to the occasion that we're living through. But that whole first sentence of that paragraph for me really related, like this whole book does. I do highly recommend it. So share that on. You know, after all these years of knowing better, so after all these years of working in the work and such like, and I can say this for myself as well, I still fall under the spell that I am the object of everyone's attention, that deep down beneath it all, I am the center of existence. We are all gods. I remember when I was younger, feeling I had some special mission to do and that I was going to be somebody. And I remember other people saying that to me about themselves, and I'll be thinking, no, I'm the special one. But actually, you're the special one. We're all special ones, but it's whether we wake up to the fact that we are special. We are being watched, whether it's from the spirit world or from the rest of the world around us, but we're definitely being watched by the higher realms and our higher self. So then we would be the center of that existence in that world, and the divine source is watching all of us. So we are definitely the center of the existence then as well. We are all divine. We all have gods within us. You know, I often used to think, who is it that I feel like I'm entertaining? I feel like we're all on a screen, aren't we? We're all on a stage. I think it was Shakespeare said that the world's a stage. And there's an actor, and I can't remember which actor it was, that said, you know, many of us want to be the stars going by, but there's also many people that just want to stay in the audience and clap the stars going by. But I don't mean a star as in we become some, you know, major movie star or recording star or something like that, or a scientist that everyone looks up to, whatever. It's more of we should be developing ourselves so that we become the star that we want to be, preferably in the eyes of the divine. And I've talked before about how really it's about the mission for us is to develop ourselves so that we can fall in with the divine source and all his plans, her plans, his plans, and be part of the continuing construction and evolution of humanity, the planet, the cosmos, the sun, the stars, and so on, up into the angels and the archangels, up into the divine source, because it's continually evolving. Maybe the time scale is different to our own time scale, but I am a great believer in the fact that if we can develop ourselves to become the best human being that we could possibly be, then the divine source is watching and observing and making sure that we're on board. So I sound like I'm a little bit rambling there, but it's difficult to try and encourage people to work at themselves, even though at the same time we know that we are someone special, but then we have to put that effort in to do that, becoming that something special. Yet at the same time not let our ego overtake us to think that we are the center of the universe and everyone else is universe, and that nothing else, everybody else is just here to watch my life develop and you know, see me make myself a fool of myself, see me have my ups, see me have my downs, you know, clap me on the back when I'm doing well and laugh at me from behind my back when I make a fool of myself, or I don't know, you know, tell me off when I'm doing things wrong, or have to put me back on the right track. We all want to be like that with each other. As Gurdjieff says, we can easily see the faults in others, and we should also appreciate the goodness in others. Or again, it reminds me of another one of Gurdjieff's sayings of, you know, everyone's a shit, and we need to find the kindness in them or the goodness in them, because we keep falling back into old ways. As Alan Roth is saying here, I still fall under the spell that I am the object of everyone's attention. We all do it, but we have to remember that other people are out there living their lives as well. Most people who aren't interested in this work, they still believe that they're the center of attention of the world, of the universe. Though I have met very humbled people in my life, very humbled, who do not think that way at all and are still wonderful, good, kindly people, not necessarily in the Gurdjieff work or any kind of work. And I'd love to be able to understand more about how they operate and how they can be like that, or whether they believe they are the center of the universe, or they're so humbled that they know, they appreciate that us other humans are here. As Gurdjieff says, we must look at each person that we meet, preferably into the eyes, I would say, and remember that one day that person will die. It would change everything if we all knew that every person you meet would die. Though I did mention this to someone once when I was doing a one-to-one. He was like, kind of, there's a lot of people I wish would die. And I hadn't thought of it like that. I know there have been people in the past when I think, God, my life would be much better off if you weren't on this planet. But I wouldn't necessarily want them to die. And then this same guy that I was having a one-to-one with went, most people don't kill anybody because of the governmental laws and regulations and legalities of killing someone, you know, how one gets punished these days. It's not necessarily because of a moral choice of, no, I mustn't do that because it's wrong. It's more a case of, I mustn't do that because I won't get away with it. And I find that quite, because I have noticed that in people as well. Most people don't do awful things because they don't want to be, you know, end up in prison or something, or have a big fine. And many of the criminals that do stuff believe that they're not going to get caught. So maybe the world does, in their eyes, revolve around them, and then they're just a bit unlucky when they do get caught. I don't know. I don't know how they think. You know, again, but that would be an ego part of themselves coming through. When we're doing this Gurdjieff work and we're working upon ourselves, which is constant effort, constant super efforts as well, of developing the work within one, so that we start doing, start being, then we will realize that the world does not revolve around us, but we can be part of the whole running of the universe and take part in, I don't know what word to use, because it's not mechanization, but it's like an evolving, growing, living universe that we can be a part of. And you know, I think that's a wonderful thing to do. I think before, in another show a long time ago I used it as the analogy of, you know, you can develop yourself and work on yourself and develop your Keshe body and put all your get your centers aligned and begin to work with the divine. And it's like you're getting the dream job, you're getting the dream chance to be part of everything. And when we don't work with the divine, everything's a bit nightmarish because things aren't coming together and you're living in the law of accident. Whereas when you are working with the divine, you're skipping past that law of accident and working with the law of fate. But we must remember that the world is not just about ourselves and that everybody's watching us. So, as I said earlier, spirit world's probably watching us. Human beings, there are human beings that are watching us and that observe. And the divine hierarchies are definitely watching over us, and our higher self is calling down to us all the time. So I'll just read that quote one more time because I think it's very important. After all these years of knowing better, I still fall under the spell that I am the object of everyone's attention, that deep down beneath it all, I am the center of existence. The hold that this trick of the mind has upon us is tenacious, and for some people, there is no respite. Everyone is watching me because I'm the one who's really here. And I meant to say, this is something that, again, we get deluded by. We think we're here, but we're not. We think we're awake, we're not. We will know when we're awake by doing things and being, by doing the work in ourselves and seeing how we don't follow programs or follow programmed ways of being, and no longer reacting, but actually acting. So I thank Alan Roth, I thank J.G. Bennett, obviously thank the Gurdjieff work, and I thank you all for watching and listening. This channel might revolve around me, but it also revolves around you. Thank you.